Welcome to Hacking Self-Storage. So I'm going to get right into it. Yesterday, I met a billionaire. What was it like? Was I intimidated? Was I feeling under pressure? And the answer is no. I actually felt remarkably confident and calm. I feel like it's because I know my industry, I understand self-storage, I know where it's going, and I know it's a very, very good investment opportunity. So on the train home last night, I wanted to think, right, okay, this guy is different. Why is he different? What makes him special? And in terms of, and we're talking special in terms of making money. He's got a lovely house, a lovely home. He's got a family. He's got 2 kids, etc. And I wanted to think about it because obviously he's done something that the vast majority of my audience, if I would say every one of you, is not a billionaire. However, this guy is. So what are the lessons? What takeaways can I learn? He was very engaging. By the way, these are just headlines. These aren't the 3 lessons. He was very engaging. His smile lit up a room, literally. He had a presence. And he was a nice guy as well. You don't have to be, because some people think that to be a billionaire, you must have stepped on toes, etc. I don't know if that's true. I don't, from what I could see, he was a really kind, caring, considerate guy and a family man, which straight away, it made me more open to working with him because I was like, oh, wow, he's just like us, just like me, just like, just normal, surprisingly. So somebody with money is just normal. Who'd have thought it? Anyway, so my three things that I've come home and realized on the train home last night, I think, okay, what are the differences? What are differences from a business owners I've met and continue to meet and interact with, and me, myself? What are the difference? Right, number one, and no particular order, number one, confidence. Confidence. This guy had an air of confidence that only £1 billion gives you, I suppose, but the confidence was there, the self-assurance, the presence of when he was there. It's just like he owned his space. And not in a not in a bad way, not in a negative way at all. It was a positive, just understanding, feeling the confidence, the air. He just sat back and just was confident in everything that he said and did. And I love that straight away. The confidence was there. So that's number one, the confidence. Number 2 was decision making. They don't. I'm talking like I've met lots of billionaires. The decision making was there. He made a decision fast. And I've listened to other podcasts about billionaires and the lessons I've learned from billionaires and stuff. And something that comes up time and time again is decision making. They're fast at making decisions. Why? Because time is of the essence. Time is the most important commodity that they have. And so they have to be fast at making decisions. And so the decision making was incredibly fast. As long as he knew the headlines, that's it. He had enough to make a decision. So decision making was incredibly fast. Number three, and for me, it was most important of all, and something that I take away, is he didn't sweat the small stuff. It was big boy thinking all the way. It was headlines. What are the headlines? I don't need to know the nitty gritty. I don't need to know how the sausage is made. It's headlines, baby, all the way. And once he had the headlines, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the equation to get there. It's the headlines. And that for me was music to my ear because I'm exactly like that. And so I have one of these traits. I mean, confidence, ish. Decision making, sometimes. But small boy thinking. I don't have small boy thinking. I have big boy thinking. I do think that I don't sweat the small stuff. And I always thought that was a negative, not to sweat the small stuff. And I'm like, headlines. When I'm talking to Angela or James or someone, I'm just headlines. Tell me the headlines. Tell me the headlines. Don't care about how we got there. Headlines. What's the headline? Give me the headline news. And then I'm okay. And that's exactly what this gentleman did. It was no small stuff. No sweating the details. It was, right, that's it. Right, there's the EBITDA. Right, okay, that means the company's web there. And I was like, fuck. All right, yeah. I'm on board with this level of thinking. Do you know what? I'm not saying this because it's a billionaire, but I'm saying this in all aspects of life. There is something you can analyze and take away from everybody in your life. It could be the barista. It could be the homeless person. As long as you give them the opportunity and chance to speak to you, I promise you, there is a takeaway. When I was away, me and my wife went away to Manchester. And in Manchester, I don't know how I got talking, had a few drinks, and I'm a big believer of giving. I love it. Oh, God, I sound like a douche. I'm a big believer in giving. Shut up, right? Anyway, I got talking to these homeless people and I got a hug out of them. And do you know what I learned from that experience is he nearly started crying. This guy who was wanting to fight with somebody goes to nearly crying on me. And it wasn't to do with me giving him money. It was to do with me giving him time and respect. And I learned, I'm getting a bit emotional. I learned then that homeless people, and I call them less fortunate people, I don't call them homeless people because I just feel like that if I was born in their situation, then I'd be exactly the same as them. If I've seen and heard and experienced what they've done, why do I think I'd be any different? It's just the cards that we've been dealt, unfortunately. And all he really wanted was respect and to be seen by somebody and to be given the time. And that made him so emotional. And he said, "Can I cuddle you?" This guy who was like in a fight a minute ago. I was like, "Yeah, man. Hug it in." And so we had an amazing moment where we just hugged and he just said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And I was like, "Mate, what for?" And he goes, "Just for listening." I was like, "Oh my God, this guy just wants to be seen, wants to be heard because everybody else walks past him and don't give him anything and don't give him the time of day and we don't give them the respect. The human beings, of course, deserve respect. Anyway, that's just one element. And I learned from that. I learned compassion. And so every single interaction you have during the day, you can learn something from. And I just believe that we don't use interactions enough. We don't learn enough from other people. And whether it's a billionaire, whether it's a homeless person, whoever it may be, somebody in the middle, the CEO, whatever it is, we can all take something away. You don't have to, it's like shopping in Tesco's. You don't have to take everything away from everybody. It's just little pieces. So for example, you might like something, you might hate something about me, but you might like one element. Just because you hate that part of me doesn't mean that I haven't got a good part. And just as somebody else who say I look up to, who, I don't know, I'd say Donald Trump, for example, I'm just saying an extreme example. There's certain things that I respect about him, and there's certain things that I think, oh, no, I'm not so sure. Andrew Tate, for example, I don't have to like the person to take away elements and think, oh yeah, that's good. I'll take a little bit of that information and I'll put that in my back pocket because I want to learn from it. Anyway, so they're my three takeaways: confidence, decision making, and don't sweat the small stuff. Don't. It's big boy thinking and making sure that we're headlines, and you don't need to get into the weeds. The details, don't sweat the details, my friend. And by the way, if anybody's interested if there is a deal on the table, there is a deal on the table. Am I going to take it? It's a long way off. Again, it's high level deal. There we go. What are the ins and outs? What are the little nitty gritty bits of information? Have we done that? No, but we've got in principle, if you like, but still not. After meeting him, I'm more on board than I was before because I feel like you can get a sense for somebody by looking into their eyes, talking to them, being in their presence. And it was one of those awkward moments. All right, so at the end, normally, obviously meeting a billionaire in a proper environment, I go to shake his hand. Oh no, he goes for a high five, not a high five, but like a I don't know what, not a handshake, not a high five, but where you like if you're watching on on YouTube or LinkedIn, and then so it was a bit awkward. And then normally when I do that, when footballers go up and down the line, they go like that, don't shake hands, they go and when I do that football, I go in for the hug afterwards. And then so first of all, I'm already feeling a bit uncomfortable because I went for a handshake and he went in for a high five, and so not a high five, like a man grip. And then after the man grip, I leaned in for a hug. I'm like, what are you doing? And so like he stopped him and then he hugged me as well. And then I look round and he's doing the same to Dan Bradby. Now, so we've got past that point now of not hugging. We're hugging each other. It was amazing. It was a real experience. It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And the home is wow. Obviously, I'm not going to go into any detail. Well, I respect people's privacy and stuff, but wow, the home is amazing. And depending on what I can and can't share, if the deal is done, then I'll put it on here as well. But it was an amazing day. I took some lessons away from it. And I honestly do think they're going to change my life and decisions. Confidence, own your space, decision making. Don't fuck around. Just make a decision and stand by it, own it. And then sweat the small stuff. don't sweat the details. The details are the details. Don't worry about how the sausage is made. The sausage is just there, my friends. The 8-bit dad, don't worry about how it got there. The 8-bit dad's there. And so, yeah, it was a really insightful day. Really enjoyed it. And life's an experience, isn't it? Every single day is an experience. And remember, you can learn from everybody. You can learn from me. You can learn from your daughter. You can learn from your husband. You can learn from your wife. You can learn from everybody in life. And don't be so pig-headed to think that you've got all the shit figured out, because nobody's got this life figured out. And we're all just learning and taking bits and pieces away from everybody else. But most people don't use them bits, don't use them learnings. I even yesterday, really quickly, I messaged somebody about the walk, because the way they walked was amazing. I was like, fuck. Even my son picked up on the way they walked at the school ground, and one of the dads. So I texted him and said, mate, your walk is awesome. Even my son said that your walk is brilliant. And he literally sent me a link, how to walk. I'm like, fuck, this guy is actually trying to get better at walking. A power walk. I'm like, oh, I'm all over this. So when you see me at the associations, I'll be like strutting through. I'll be doing the Conor McGregor. Anyway, we can all get better, my friends. Keep trying, keep battling, living the good life. Love you. Appreciate you. See you later.